Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 19 of Ring Awareness. Once again, this is your host, Adam Merrick, delivering another epic show for you guys. Thank you for listening to the show. As always, if you haven't listened to the past 18 episodes, you know what you need to do. You need to go back and you need to listen to them right now because they were all epic. And continuing with the epicness is episode 19. And my guest, you guys may know him. You guys may not know him, but he's here tonight. We're going to talk some wrestling. We're going to talk all kinds of stuff going on. Give it up for Donnie Amsterdam.
Thanks, man. That was an amazing entrance.
You liked it?
Yeah.
You liked it, buddy? I
yeah,
tried to deliver.
Yeah, when I just came in here, I was like, oh, it's boring, Adam. But like the second you turn the computer on, I was like, oh, it's host Adam.
What's up?
Like your skinny red tie came on, and I was like, all right, I'm ready for business.
We're ready to go,
I'm
man.
Excited.
Well, we got a lot to talk about with you, buddy. You're one of the fresher face guys, even though you have been wrestling for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Some of the fans, just because of what's going on with New Mexico, may not know you. But
that's the worst part, though, is because I listen to like other podcasts, and you hear all these old timers, and they're all like, you listen to their stories, and like, yeah, how long were you wrestling? It's like, oh man, it was forever. It was like 8 months before WCW put me on TV. I was like, shut up. I've gotten a lot older, and I'm still like trying to get in front of Albuquerque fans.
Right.
It's all right.
Let's talk about your beginnings. Before you became a wrestling fan, before you started wrestling, I should say, what led you to the product? Have you always been a wrestling fan?
Absolutely. I mean, as a kid, like I was like 6, and I remember watching like the first like image in my head was the $1 Million Man.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the $1 Million Man, Undertaker. Those were the things that stood out. I'm sure there was like others, but like in my 5 or 6 year old brain, where I was all like, ooh, like doggy or blocks, like I was like, oh, look at those larger than life creatures that like was the $1 Million Man, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And then I got out of it for a long time. By a long time, like 4 years. I missed all the good stuff. I missed all that like '97 stuff, but I got back into it like probably when everyone was getting into it.
Rough, like Attitude Era-ish kind of.
Beginning of the Attitude Era.
Gotcha.
And that's just the Asia was, and it was really cool, and it was the thing to do. But even though it was the thing to do, it wasn't the thing to do in my house. Like I was like super like embarrassed to watch it when I was like 5th, 6th grade, and so I remember like I would watch Raw. And like anytime like my mom came in the room and the sisters came in the room, like I immediately turned the channel to like cartoons or something, like Boy Meets World. I'm not doing anything weird. Like I just thought watching wrestling was so like I was embarrassed about it for the longest time, and I didn't know why, but it was just because there was just no one in my house that liked it.
Right. And
it was like there was friends at school that liked it, but like none of them ever like come to hung out at my house, or it was really a secret thing for the longest time.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
And then I didn't think it became like a thing that I talked about until I started asking my mom for like the video games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I would play them all the time, and she's like, "Who's that guy?" And I was like, "Well, let me tell you. His name is Ahmed Johnson, and he sucks." No, no, but just the classic stuff, and then and then I watched it all the time, and I even got my mom into it for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom has like at her desk at work, she has an RVD action figure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she nerded up.
And obviously now you're still a fan of the product. Now you haven't stopped watching since you had that 4 years.
No, I watch way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even though like I'm way busier now, I'll still find time, and I mean I can fast forward everything. And
right.
I mean, that's the worst way to watch wrestling. I feel like such a dick. But I was like, sorry, Jack Swagger.
Not gonna watch your match.
I got no time for you.
Do you have some current favorites that you enjoy watching?
Yeah, I don't go out and search like anytime like I watch like the not WWE or NXT. I don't have like ROH DVDs or anything like that, but so I'll just like hear about people and I'll YouTube their matches and stuff.
Okay.
There's a bunch of indie guys I'll YouTube their matches, but it's really just to see kind of what other people are doing.
Right.
But yeah, I watch E and NXT, but it's just because it's so easy to watch.
Right. Totally.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like as far as like in the WWE right
now? Well, as
now?
far as just in general, not just WWE, but maybe somebody that you enjoy watching.
I mean, it's just Cesaro. Everything he does,
yeah,
like every way, just the way he moves.
Right.
Like, I just want to he's the most awkward. He's just an awkward human when he like talks or tries to. Like, it's not like he's robotic. He's just really Eastern European, and it makes me giggle.
Yeah.
But him in wrestling, there's no wasted motion, and everything he does is like aggressive but smooth, and like he's amazing.
Totally.
I've been watching forever, and like there's nostalgia things, and there's like storytelling things, and like watch it this long, you can't even watch it for like entertainment. You got to break it down like an art, True. And there's people I've watched forever that have been in it for like 40 years, but I just like watching Cesaro.
Yeah.
Like he gets all the things that I enjoy about like everybody else, but he combines it into his own ability.
Totally.
You're like the Shang Tsung of wrestling. You took everybody else's good things, and now you're unstoppable. So, yeah, I love him.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, he's one of my favorites for sure, man. And obviously, I'm guessing that you were a subscriber to the WWE Network.
You know what I was? I got it right when it came out.
Yeah.
Because I was excited about it. And I watched it, and I used it, and I'm like, most of the time I was like, I need to go to sleep. Let me watch, No Way Out from 2004. They're like, I forgot, about, Test or something.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, Test. I forgot about that guy. So that's really cool. But I didn't resubscribe at all.
Oh really?
Until you put the post up about us doing this podcast.
Oh really?
And you're like, we're gonna talk to Amsterdam, and we're gonna talk about NXT from last night, and I was like, God dang it, Merrick, now I gotta buy the network.
Now I gotta see this.
Just so I can watch the pay-per-view.
You're welcome, WWE, for that one.
Yeah.
I got you another subscriber.
This podcast cost me $60.
Let's talk more about your career, bro. When was it you decided to finally make the leap and pursue this becoming a pro wrestler?
Like, I never thought I would do it, even though I loved it, even as a kid, just because I was never an athlete. Like, I played, ultimate frisbee. If I played soccer, I had crazy endurance, but I didn't play football or anything. I just thought you played football and then you got into wrestling. And so even as a kid, I was all like, man, I'm going to grow up someday and I'm going to be a writer for the WWE. That was my dream goal.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly would still love to do that. But
yeah, it'd still be a sweet job.
Yeah, but that was my high aspiration.
Wow.
Was just to do that. And then when I went to college, though, I was all like, I started playing rugby. And I was all like, yeah, I can hit people. You just have to put the effort in. You just have to work out and run some. And you know what? A couple months later, you can hit people and it's fun. But not in a weird way, but in a very cathartic way. It's I used to be really stressed a lot, and I had played rugby, and I was like, I mellowed out. And then when I stopped doing that, so I got out of college. And I came back to Albuquerque. I was like, I want to do something else like that. I was like, I didn't want to do rugby anymore because it's really a stupid sport. I'm used to football. The ball's down, stop playing, guys.
Yeah.
But so I actually was like, let's try wrestling. I was like, I've always wanted to. I think I'd be really good at it. Let me try. And then I looked for it, and I couldn't find anything. Only thing I found when I type Albuquerque wrestling into YouTube and stuff was backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
And I just videos of guys just
hitting each other,
just weird clotheslines to the ear, and then light bulbs on each other, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be a part of any of this."
Right.
I had no interest, and so I didn't start training. Well, what happened is I do stand-up comedy with Joe Quesada, who was wrestles for DWO,
yeah.
And he, at the time when I met Joe, he was the champ.
Oh, okay.
DWO champ. And so I saw him at a show, and he made a joke about wrestling, and I was like, "Hi, guy, let's be friends." And he was like, "Yeah, I wrestle in town." I was like, "No kidding." I was like, and I kind of teased him, yeah, you like yard stuff. He's like, "No, nothing like that." And I was like,
"Yeah,
cool, man." You just started. He's like, "No, I'm the champ." I think he was trying to show me up, just be a badass,
trying to woo you.
Yeah, and if you know Joe Quesada, it's hilarious that he was trying to do that, but he did. I was smitten. And he was all like, "Come check it out." And I was like, "There's no reason. I'm not gonna go check that out."
Yeah.
And it was actually, I was one of the Day of Destinies because it was him versus
Was it him versus
Hobo Hank in the cage.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the first DWO match I ever saw,
nice.
And it blew me away.
Really?
I thought it was amazing. I thought you were amazing. I thought
yes.
Dom was amazing. The DRC was amazing. Mosh.
That entire show.
What was the zombie Rex Reed? Sorry, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Yeah, it's just phenomenal. I was like, holy, this is what I wanted. Like I had no idea.
Really?
Crazy blown away. And I talked to Joe. I was like, I need to do this. There was nothing that was like, I'm doing this. And so yeah, he hooked me up with training, and then that's how I got into it.
Nice.
Was through Joe, and that cage match was so cool.
So cool, man.
Yeah.
It was that's one of my favorite shows altogether, man. Just a crowd. That was a huge. I think it was almost
300.
Yeah.
Like a hair under 300.
Yeah, exactly. It was just packed. It was loud. Obviously, everybody wanted to see Hobo win the belt.
Yeah.
And they got what they wanted for sure.
But it was done so well because, like, as someone that had never seen, I didn't know. I knew Joe, but I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
But they made that video of what had happened, like the last 3 shows,
right?
And then they played it there.
Yeah.
And then Hobo comes out, and he's instantly lovable.
Right.
There's like no way not to like the guy.
I know.
And I honestly think there's no way not to like Joe, but he was the heel at the time.
Yeah.
They blew it up, man.
Nice.
It was perfect.
For sure.
As a fan, like I had no idea who anyone was. Like it was done right. Like I was like, I want this guy to win.
Yeah.
This is my friend. I want this guy to win.
The other guy.
Yeah.
So did you pretty much start training pretty much right after that show?
Immediately.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were training. The training schedule you had was pretty much, was it a couple times a week?
Yeah, 2 hours twice a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is, not much when you consider like wrestling schools and you go all day.
Yeah.
And you go for 3 or 4 weeks straight. But it helped me a lot because I was learning what I needed to do, and then on the off times I was getting my cardio up, which is what the biggest thing you need off the bat anyway.
Exactly. And eventually it took you roughly about how long until you made your debut in a DW ring?
I had done, right away, like I had done reffing for them, because that's where you start off. You start off reffing, and a couple like run-in spots here and there. But I don't think I had my first match for almost a full year. It might have been just under. Maybe,
I think
maybe
you're right.
Around 9-10 months.
I remember you actually refereed the match. I believe you were with the whole controversy when El Gringo Loco won the belt.
Oh yeah,
I believe you were the ref.
Yeah, I was the ref on that one. They hated me. that was the first time I had heat, and I had ladies like throwing chains at me and stuff, but like not in a nice way. Like it was intimidating. Like, you dumb MFer, and I was all like, I'm just on the stripes. I don't know.
How was it like just with that experience alone, like finally kind of being involved with something that you've loved for so long?
So cool.
Was it?
So nerve-wracking. Like I'm just the referee, but my heart is probably jacked more than any of the other guys. Just because they've been doing it for so long.
Oh yeah, totally.
Loved every part of it.
Nice.
It was weird getting booed.
Uh-huh.
Like you always think you're all like, I just want to make an impact and make noise, but they're all like people like yelling at me and calling me like, you cocksucker, and I was like, I don't do that.
That's kind of funny. So like. The first show that you went to at DW, you saw Hobo win the belt, and then the show he ends up losing the belt was kind of at your hand. Kind of came full circle there.
Yeah. But it was, I had long blonde hair at the time, and I have tattoos on my arms, and so it's really hard to, mistake me. And so the very next month was my debut in the ring.
Right.
And and everyone that comes through DWO shows, there's like, most of them are smarks, and so they're like, that's the ref.
Yeah, right.
So,
we know that guy.
Stop noticing 2 things and putting them together.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. But
so you finally got your feet into water, so to speak. You finally debuted. You had that first match against Josh.
Yeah.
And then you did wrestle. I believe the next show after that was Day of Destiny.
Yeah, it was Day of Destiny, and we did the Battle Royale in the beginning. And it actually, it turned out good. Like, we were on a good track, because even though it was just a Battle Royale, I think, I did a couple things that helped me stand out. I did that big splash.
Right, I remember that.
And people that, they don't know me. They have no idea. I was just some scrub, that lost to Josh, but they saw that splash, and it looked good, and they were all like,
memorable.
Dude, awesome. And like they were pumped. I'm not pumped. That's such a. I was pumped, but they were like they were all like, well, I'm open to seeing what else you have. and then that's, I mean, as everyone knows, that's when the axe hit. And we couldn't do anything else.
Right. And so unfortunately, that's what I was going to mention. I mean, you finally are starting to get running with Donnie Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, DWO is unable to run shows.
Yeah.
Before we kind of get into that, how was it? I mean, totally different from reffing, of course. How was it finally making your debut? Were your nerves extremely high when you were actually going to wrestle?
Yeah. It's, you know what, you always think like you know exactly what you're going to do. Like as a kid, you're like, I'm going to be this guy and I'm going to come out doing this. And and then even like you're training, you're all like, I'm confident in the ring. Like, I know how to move in the ring. I'm pretty agile. I can throw a punch. I'll do pretty good. And you get out there, and it's out the window. And just your nerves hit, and you just have to calm down so much. And like it came down to little things. Like I didn't even know how to make an entrance. You know, like I think what I ended up doing was like I came out like I was panicking backstage, and I was drinking an energy drink like I do. And I was like I had half a Red Bull left. And so I come through the curtain, and like I drink the rest of my Red Bull, and I throw it up, and I was like, "Oh, I have wings" or something. Like,
did you say that?
I didn't think I said that at all. But like, I remember drinking the Red Bull, throwing it, and then yelling something, and I was all like, "That's so lame." It'd been funny if I kept it, and it was just like a product shill. Or like next week, I came out eating fries, and I was like, "I'm loving it," and just throw them. And like I think it would have been really fun, but. It came purely out of panic of having no idea what to do.
Yeah.
I don't even think I wanted to make eye contact with the crowd. I was like, I know you're here, but I don't want to think about it. But it was, you know, and then you get hit by Josh, and you're like, oh, okay.
Like, this is really happening now.
You think, like, wrestling's all theatrics, and then you get hit by Josh Payne, you're like, oh, yeah, training. Hit somebody back.
Right.
Yeah, it snaps me back into it in a hurry.
Nice.
But yeah, nerves were jacked for sure.
Yeah. So you're, like we said, I mean, you're ready to go. You're excited. Just had Day of Destiny. DWO gets shut down. Unable to wrestle anymore. How has that affected you? Again, you've been trained for pretty much the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And now it just shows in not happening in Albuquerque. How has that affected you?
It's been really awful as just a fan and just someone that put a lot into it.
Right.
Like 2 days every week for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
For sure.
It's a lot of time to put into anything. And it's just heartbreaking because I just... it was just the wrong time. Like, I feel worse for, like, you know, the people running DWO and you, but it feels like it just sucks because I had that was my second match. But you don't want to tape your second match. Like, the first time you play guitar in front of people, like, you're not going to send that to Sony Records. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I didn't film any of those or tape any of them, and I was like, they're not worth sending anybody to. And so everyone else in town has been wrestling a while, and they had other, you know, federations or organizations that they could go to, and I really had nothing.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, I try to go when, like, the DRC would go out of town, and sometimes they'd be like, yeah, show up, and you might get something.
Yeah.
That's really, like, they couldn't even do anything, because they're all like, it's hard, because New Mexico is gone, and so we have to, like, saturate the states around us.
Right,
so
exactly.
I'll go with them just to, like, make contacts and hopefully get on the next show.
Yeah. Has it worked out so far? I know you've wrestled for, like, SCP.
Yeah, I've wrestled Texas, Colorado, Nevada, Arizona.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've gotten out and around New Mexico, but it's all about those reps and building a character. And like I've wrestled on the res, and the problem is since I'm not in the same organization over and over again, I have no chance of like building me up.
Okay.
I'm not doing any long feuds.
Yeah.
I'm not talking on the mic, which is something I'd be pretty decent at. I'm not. A lot of times, like I'm just the filler, and so like, all right, this tag team needs a heel. All right, this triple threat needs a face, and I was all like, well, I'm actually more like I know who I am.
Right.
But if I was in one place, I could be that one guy.
Yeah.
But because they're all like, you know, and I lean probably more to the face side. But they're all like, no, like the fans are gonna like them more than you, and I was like, fair enough. Like, so just, you know, be kind of a prick. And I was like, I'm good at that. I can do it, but
Sure.
it's not what I would if TWO was running every month. That's not the Amsterdam you would see.
Right.
I'd much rather be out there, just moving quick, doing the high-flying stuff, and getting the crowd behind me. I'd rather do that. I'd be more comfortable with that.
So you've roughly had about a dozen matches or so. What would you say is the highlight of your career so far in the ring?
Highlight and best match are far different things. Highlight I wrestled Matt Classic.
Nice.
In Denver in the Oriental Theater.
Okay.
Which is like a combination of like 5 amazing things happening at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That was for Lucha Libre Laughs, right?
Lucha Libre and Laughs in Denver.
Nice.
And unbelievably cool show. They do stand-up comedy, they do Lucha Libre stuff. And
yeah.
I think I was one of only like 2 people that wasn't under a mask.
Really?
Yeah. And,
that's cool.
I went up there and they were all like, obviously, they like Matt Classic more than you. so like I go out there. And that was actually the one time I got to take the mic, and I just went out there and I just insulted all of Denver.
Oh, nice.
And I think it was like right after the Seattle loss, and just they legalized weed, so it was really easy pickings.
Easy target.
Yeah, it was easy target to make fun of Denver, and they hated me, and they wanted to see me get my face stomped, and. They got their wish. But it was still cool. Matt Classic is unbelievably smooth and in the ring, and he's an entertainment spectacle, which is what wrestling is at the heart of it.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. I mean, there's guys I'm sure in New Mexico who would love to work Matt Classic who haven't.
Right.
So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And of course, we know you participated a couple weeks ago in the Martin Van Buren Tag Team Invitational.
Yeah.
You now have this new partnership with Joe Quesada.
Yeah.
And it's Gentlemen Bastards. How did this whole idea to form this tag team come about?
That's just the most natural possible tag team because me and Joe are friends outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of our time together. And so we just always talk about what we would do if we were a tag team. But we had no intentions of being a tag team.
Really?
Just the way shows are. People don't show up and they're like, all right, you two. And we're like...
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. Like, we had a lot of big talk, but then all of a sudden we're there with the Keepers of the Faith.
Right.
Yeah.
2 dudes who are pretty damn well established.
As far as, the Southwest goes, I don't want to, claim ignorance here, but, they're it. They're phenomenal here.
Yeah, for sure.
Just even when on that first DWO show, Dom was immediately my favorite wrestler out of everyone, and so just the fact of being in there with him was unbelievable.
How cool is it just wrestling those 2?
It's intimidating.
Yeah, I can only imagine, dude.
Gallo's huge.
Yeah, dude, he's freaking beast, man.
And before, I'll see Gallo at other shows, and because he's somebody and I'm not, he doesn't make eye contact with me.
Really?
And I was all like, it's rude of him. And then I get in the ring with him, and he just stared me down. I was like, I liked him when he didn't look at me. That was way better. Yeah, we didn't have our best showing out there, but it was a last-minute change.
Yeah.
But me and Joe thing, the Gentleman Bastards thing, is going to keep going,
nice.
And it's going to get better. And that's how we've been training ever since then, as a tag team.
Focusing more on that.
Yeah, and I think in the future, and hopefully if we ever get this thing rolling in Albuquerque again, you'll see the Gentleman Bastards, and it'll be worth your time.
Nice. What do you guys got planned? I know we got the DWO show coming up here next Saturday. You guys are going to be there, right?
Yeah, we're going to drive down to Moody, Texas, and which I'm not even going to make fun of because I've never seen it before.
You'll wait till you get there.
Yeah, I'll absolutely make fun of once I'm there. Right now, I don't want to go off of stereotypes.
In the Moody for a fight happening next Saturday, which is a benefit show for the Moody Bearcat volleyball team. Yeah. Do you guys know? So you guys will be in tag team action.
About volleyball? Is that the question?
Will you guys be doing volleyball? Yes.
Yeah. Our whole gimmick will just be the scene from Top Gun. I'll be Val Kilmer. He'll be Tom Cruise. I'll
there you
go.
You got to come out with that song
put up
too.
The glasses, yeah.
Of course.
With just zinc oxide on our noses.
There you go. Do you know who you guys are going to be wrestling?
We're wrestling Phoenix, who's from Lubbock, Texas, I believe.
Okay.
and his partner.
Brian Rage?
Sorry, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Are you excited?
Of course. I'm driving 11 hours. I'm driving 22 hours both ways to wrestle.
Oh, my God. That you are not excited
so
for.
if you don't think I'm excited, or you don't think I love wrestling, then you drive 22 hours through West Texas.
Yeah.
And tell me I don't love wrestling.
That's dedication right there. 22 hours.
To wrestle, 15 minutes at best? At best.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's all right.
But you are going to be there, and we got to talk about the salsa you got, man.
Yeah.
You started a salsa. How did this whole idea come about? Why don't you explain to everybody what's going on with the salsa?
Yeah, Superkick Salsa first came about because I'm tired of working a desk job, and I was all like, I'm gonna become I'm gonna become a sauceteer. I was like, why not? Like, we make good food. So me and my girlfriend, we worked up a couple recipes, and we found one that's really amazing. Like, we're really proud of it, and then we call it Superkick Salsa because all the money from the salsa, all of it, 100%, either goes back to making more salsa, or it goes to gas money, like food on the wrestling road trips. I bought, new tights with it.
Oh, nice.
Like everything, yeah.
So it's going to good use for sure.
Like all of the money goes 100% towards keeping indie wrestlers on the road.
That's awesome.
And I'm usually the one driving, and like Joe will come with me, and other people will come with me, refs and stuff. And so, all the money from the salsa is just keeping us on the road because it's indie wrestling. We don't get paid that much.
Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't happen in Albuquerque. We're driving a minimum of 4, 6, 8, now 11 hours.
Yeah.
To wrestle. And so, this is how we get gas money.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. And you obviously make it yourself.
Yep.
Distribute it yourself.
Bottle, everything, yeah.
I'm going to try it right now for you guys. Let's see how bomb this is. I've heard a lot of good things about Superkick Salsa. It's nice.
Or Amsterdam brand.
Amsterdam brand? By Mosh?
Yeah.
Is it hot?
It's got a slow burn to it.
It's hot. But it's good. I like the taste. Very good. And you're selling this at the shows, right?
I sell it at the wrestling shows. I also sell it at comedy shows just because we do it there. We're going to make a Kickstarter for it so we can get better funding behind it. And that's actually, we're going to make a commercial in 2 weeks.
Woo.
There you go.
That's hot. So you're doing a commercial?
Yeah. Put an ice cube in it. No, I'm just kidding. You know what a lot of people do is because it's got some vinegar or stuff, they'll throw it in guacamole, and that's a perfect mix. So that might be a good, because that's your bottle. So that might be worth trying.
Thank you. Have you gotten a lot of positive feedback as far as people who have tried it?
Yeah. Most people are like, it's kind of mean the way they come up to me and compliment me, but they're all like, it's actually good. They're like, I bought it just to help you. They're it's really good.
Nice, that's awesome.
So that's always the nicest compliment. One, you're my friend, and you were doing something you didn't want to do. But more importantly, it surprised you in the fact that it was decent. And so that was really cool. That's always good to hear.
That's awesome.
But the commercial's gonna be fun. We're gonna get some local wrestlers and DWO guys. And it's Superkick Salsa, so we're gonna make a commercial about people getting kicked in the teeth.
Nice.
And if anything's worth watching, it's gonna be Super Kicks.
That's awesome. You guys need to check it out. You're selling it, like you said, at your comedy shows, as well as you're gonna be selling it at Moody, Texas, right?
Oh, for sure. And I'll make sure to the New Mexico Wrestling fan page.
Yeah.
When the commercial comes out, I'll throw it up there so people can see the DWO guys in that commercial.
Nice.
It'll be pretty decent.
Who's going to be in the commercial?
Joe, Sana for sure. Josh is going to be in it, Josh Payne.
Nice.
And I got to cast the rest.
Go through starting with his casting process. We'll see who makes the cut.
Yeah. How do your teeth look? Are you okay with them looking different?
And you obviously, dude, we got to touch on you being a comedian, man.
Yep.
You've been doing stand-up for roughly about how long?
Over 4 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it
or right around 4 years, maybe? Yeah.
What's the biggest similarity between doing stand-up and doing pro wrestling?
It's definitely just hitting another gear when I'm on there. I'm a super laid-back guy, and people a lot of times I come off as kind of standoffish, and then people see me on stage or in the ring, and they're like, "That's you?" Yeah, it's me.
Hell yeah, it is.
It's just it's hitting that different gear.
Yeah.
And I definitely turn it on both things. I think the biggest way like wrestling has affected my comedy is like I grew up with wrestling, and so sometimes like I know it's okay to be the villain.
Yeah.
Like I know it's okay to like get groans or get booed, not because of like I'm doing bad, but purposely for like offending the audience. And it's like a weird. I was all like, I know heels, and I was like, I'm sure you were the same way. You like heels sometimes because like they're smug and say things like you want to say, but then like, oh, they said it, and so you get kind of offended.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable.
Right.
I mean, I always grew up liking the heels.
Yeah.
As most
who
people
doesn't?
do. So.
Yeah, totally.
Because they say everything like the faces want to say, but they can't because their hands are tied.
Right. Sometimes it's a little bit more fun being the heel.
It's always more fun than the face doesn't get to put, their boot, like, scrape it on their face or something. But as a heel, you're like, I need to dust off my boots. And you just...
Yeah.
So much better.
Well, let's talk some WWE news. It's been a while since I've actually talked about it. You said you're a fan.
Oh, yeah.
One thing we've got to talk about at the top is NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way this last Thursday.
Yeah.
I know you said you didn't watch the full show.
Yeah, because I watched it last night to get ready for this at like 1 a.m. and I just couldn't stay awake. But I watched most of it. I didn't watch the Fatal 4-Way, which I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, you need to go and watch it because that was probably the best match out of all the NXT live specials I've seen.
Yeah.
Which the last 3, that's definitely been the best match, hands
really?
down. Yeah.
It was better than the Cesaro-Zayn match.
Oh, man, I forgot about that one. But yeah, I'd say it was.
Okay.
I'd say it was for sure. All 4 of those guys, really good talents. Of course, Zayn is phenomenal. Neville's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm slowly becoming a fan of Tyler Breeze. I like the gimmick a lot.
Yeah.
And Tyson Kidd, the workhorse of WWE pretty much.
It's crazy how much more relevant NXT has made him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, when he comes on, I'm like, all right, Tyson Kidd. Like,
yeah.
I'm excited to see it now. And I was like, what the hell just changed in me?
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see Tyson Kidd. And that's, that's the meaning of having a decent storyline. He never had a storyline, and you put him out there. You're like, yeah, people don't like you, man. And it was like, you give him something to work towards.
Totally.
He's got something. He's got a lot.
For
he's
sure.
Amazing.
Yeah, I agree. So definitely go and watch that match. If you guys missed this show, definitely, it's worth the subscription price to the network. As you figured out the hard way.
Yeah, I just love watching the Sin Cara Kalisto tag.
Yeah, that was a fun tag match.
Really good stuff there. And then Charlotte. Charlotte reminds me a lot of like JBL back in like 2006, where I was like, I don't like you.
Oh, really?
I don't like your face. I don't like how you wrestle, except on the pay-per-views. And on the pay-per-views, I was like, holy hell, you're really good.
Yeah.
And just keep the belt on you, and then it'll come like the NXT will be on tomorrow. I was like, I don't like your face.
I hate you, Charlotte.
Yeah, but they're so impressive. My favorite, I hate to say diva, my favorite lady wrestler at NXT has been Sasha Banks, though.
Dude, I'm a fan.
I think she's amazing.
I think she's got a great character.
I think people kind of blow her off because she comes out with like the Kanye glasses and all glittery, and she's real small, which is the problem. But she's amazing. Yeah, everything she does, and just I don't know. I like her a lot.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. I enjoy. I like the gimmick and everything. Hoping maybe now we'll see her versus Charlotte for the belt. But overall, solid show. How did you feel about did you watch both the squash matches with that Baron Corbin and then Bull Dempsey?
Well, I fast forward all Mojo Rawling matches because I don't need to see his butt in the air, on the ground,
wherever it shall be.
If Mojo Rawling wrestled with like a sweater tied around his waist where I didn't have to look at his butt, I'd be fine. The fact that he finishes with the thump, I can't stand it.
Yeah,
I just can't stand it.
A lot of people don't like it, man. Everybody who I know watches NXT, they're like, I like everything except for Mojo.
Well, there's a lot of just cynical people that don't like the over happy guy. Yeah, I definitely gave him I liked him when he first came out because I understood what he was doing. I didn't understand what he was doing. I liked where I thought he was going with it. Yeah, where he was all like, you know what? There's not many guys that just come out, run into the ring, Ultimate Warrior style. True, and that looked like what he was trying to do, and I was all like, you think about what's going on TV right now. It's like, no one really does that. I mean, people run to the ring, but just he does it warrior style, you know. And and I was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah. How did you feel about? Did you watch Kenta's debut? Or showing up, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the name change, Hideo Itami?
It's a lot of It's a lot of syllables.
Yeah, it's a lot. Hideo Itami. That's 6. Kenta was just 2. Come on, you're killing me.
Yeah. Make it easy on us. And I don't know where it came from or whose idea it was. Yeah. And I don't know that the name generating, like the names that NXT guys have nowadays always reminds me of that one South Park episode where they're making fun of Family Guy.
Oh, really?
And like 2 porpoises have 2 names and they're just drawn at random. That's how they made fun of like Family Guy coming up with ideas. Which is 2 off the wall things. They're like, oh, Muhammad and a screwdriver, and they make some bullshit up. And I was like, that seems like how they're coming up with NXT names nowadays.
Yeah. I
was like, I hate Sami Zayn's name.
Yeah.
But I was all like, I'm never gonna hate him because he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
well, that's the thing. Like everybody complained about Sami Zayn, the name. That they took the mask off him. He's horrible now. But dude, like you see anybody complaining about him now.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's still the exact same dude. He's still gonna go. I mean, Kenta's still gonna go out there and kick somebody's face in. You know.
Yeah.
Not gonna change his moveset. Well, hopefully not.
Yeah. There are so many stupid names in history that when you think about it, it's still, it's still better than. I still think Triple H is a stupid name.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Really, if you think about it. Triple H? Like, what?
That's a stupid name.
Yeah.
But, but anyway, he'll be amazing. He's too talented for people to get hung up on his name.
I agree, for sure.
Like Big E is a terrible name. And I don't know if he's talented enough to get over that.
Maybe if they do the grouping with him, with Kofi and Xavier Woods, I think that might help them.
They keep teasing, right?
Yeah, they're like doing it, then they're not doing it, and then they are doing it, and who knows what the hell they're doing with it.
Yeah, it's just a whole metaphor on Kofi's career.
Yeah, dude, totally, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
We got this idea for you. No, we don't.
Never mind, we're dropping that.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Night of Champions is coming up in a couple weeks. The main event is a rematch from SummerSlam. We got Brock Lesnar, now champion, defending against John Cena, who got destroyed at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Brock being champion in general, just with him showing up one Raw out of the month and then the pay-per-view?
Well, I probably watch one Raw and one pay-per-view.
So you didn't realize he was gone.
It's the right amount of time. No, he's that's the one guy anyone will look at and be all like, I'm terrified of him and his neck muscles. Like he's just not the one guy, but he's just unbelievably intimidating. So you have the most legit badass in the company holding your belt. It's got to go somewhere.
Do you see him losing the belt at Night of Champions?
Oh, no, of course not.
No way.
No, but I'm sure it'll be a great match.
Yeah.
It's going to be what people wanted to see at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a more competitive match. I think it would be dumb to put it on Cena.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing against Cena.
I think it would kind of kill Brock's momentum. Obviously, he ended the streak. He obliterated Cena.
Right.
Like, if he loses it 1 month into his title run, it kind of ends everything.
Right.
His big push.
Yeah.
Who do you see him? Are you kind of with the pack with everybody thinking he's not going to lose it till WrestleMania?
I hope he keeps it past WrestleMania.
You think so? Really?
Yeah, I hope they sign him longer and he sticks with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it depends who's killing it, Like I'm always a big fan of like the Intercontinental Champion going after the belt. Like that's not the point of the Intercontinental Championship is
you're kind of number one contender.
I'm the workhorse here.
Yeah.
And look, all of you faces failed at the top guy. The workhorse is taking a stab at it. Like I always love those stories.
Yeah.
And if you keep Dolph with the belt, past WrestleMania, like I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see a Dolph Lesnar match. No one talks about that. Everyone talks about like, oh, I can't wait to see Roman Reigns or Big Show again, or
to both.
Bray Wyatt. And I was like, that Bray Wyatt would be interesting, but I was like, I'd like to see Dolph in there.
You know what? I was watching an interview of Dolph's, and TLC is actually in Cleveland, which is his hometown.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an awesome main event, dude. TLC, it doesn't have to be a TLC match, but just have Brock versus Dolph.
Yeah.
I mean, Dolph having all of Cleveland behind him.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a huge main event. Like, that would definitely...
And that's one of those things where, like, you know, Brock Lesnar's already got a mystique about him. And as the Intercontinental Champ, and he has so many years of just unbelievable wrestling behind him, that Dolph going against him, you know, win or lose against Brock, you know, probably lose.
Right.
He'll still look better coming out of it.
Exactly.
And that could come up with a storyline like, you got beat by Brock, I'm gonna take your belt, and Dolph's all like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't win that match, but I can beat the Miz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Over and over and over
and
again.
over again. And over again.
Well, Donnie, got to thank you for coming down, man. Again, you're going to be at Moody High next Saturday. If you guys are there, you got to be on the lookout for Superkick Salsa.
There you go.
It's awesome. Just $5. If you want some now, hit up Donnie Amsterdam. You're on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you got a fan page, I know.
Yeah.
You need some more fans. And
you want to support salsa.
Yeah, support salsa.
Wrestling.
Hit them up. The salsa is awesome.
I'll drive to your house.
Personally deliver it to you. Anything we want to say to anybody before we sign off for today?
Say to anybody. I'll say thanks to you.
Okay, cool. That works,
thanks
man.
for doing that. Thanks for everyone that drove out to Lubbock. That's amazing.
Awesome.
It's really amazing. It was a cool trip, and I'm glad anyone that drove out there. Thank you so much. That means a lot to everyone the wrestlers.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Thank you guys once again for listening to Ring Awareness. Again, go back and watch all the other episodes, or listen to them, I should say. And make sure you like Ring Awareness on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys in a couple more weeks. Until then, this is Adam Merrick signing off.